Devils Thursday. This is breaking news coming over the wire in the last 30 minutes. The New Jersey Devils have made a trade. They've made a big trade. Trading Mikhail Maltsev, a 2021 second-round draft pick in this year's draft, to the Colorado Avalanche to get some beef. Getting defenseman Ryan Graves. Devils fans, hello. We're streaming live on Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Also on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart app, Amazon Music Prime, Audible, wherever you find your podcasts all over the world. The Facebook Live is chiming in, YouTube Live, and Twitter Live. Just reading a lot of the comments. Fitz magic, says Matt Freudenberger. I'm your host, Sam Wu. The question, Devils fans, do you like the Ryan Graves trade? Let us know. We are the most commented Devils podcast in the history of New Jersey Devils podcast. Keith Martin on YouTube Live says, thumbs up to the trade. Mike Rossi said, I'll miss Maltsev, though. Good stuff, size. Yeah, you know what? We've talked about this numerous times on the podcast, through the pandemic, the stoppage, the 9.5 months. And what did we say, folks? What did we say? We wanted some beef. What did we want? We wanted some beef. But where were we going to get it?
Hey, where's the beef?
Yeah, let's play that again.
Hey, where's the beef?
Yeah, where's the beef? The beef was in Colorado. The Devils get a big boy. Now, we're going to talk about the future of the Devils blue line. But they got a big guy, Ryan Graves. They made a perfect, classic Tom Fitzgerald move where they didn't give up a whole lot. Yes, some people like Mike Rossi likes Maltsev. Some people, the second round pick in 2021, they are players. But look at the big picture, folks. Ryan Graves is not exactly in his late 30s. I believe he's 26 years old. 6'5", 220, I believe, with a howitzer, which is what the Devils need. A cannon from the point. You're looking at his statistics. He led the league in plus-minus a couple years ago, plus 41. Look, we've talked about analytics on the podcast. We've talked about numbers. I've made fun of plus-minus where, hey, you can kind of step on the ice when the ref's not looking and suddenly you're a +1, right? But it's not a bad thing either. Ryan Graves, I believe he was plus 15 last year. Look, just a good trade because it's the age is a factor. His contract, again, I think it's $3.6 million. I have to look at my notes. There's a lot of things going on my desk right now. The Devils did well. They've got a good, solid shutdown defenseman, a big guy for the next few years as the Devils are doing this rip out the Band-Aid a couple times rebuild. But this is a good step in the right direction. We talked about this on the Woo Report, episode 81, which was a few hours ago, that, hey, if you're going to rip out the Band-Aid, rip it out, let the wound out, and let it heal, because it'll heal eventually, and the Devils will be a playoff team, but we can't skip steps. What's done is done in the past. Fitz magic, working the phones, working the trade. Steve Tardas on the Facebook Live says, great move. YouTube Live, I'm reading some of the comments. Can you give a recap on the type of player Graves is? I will do that even more in the future of the Devils blue line. YouTube sucks. That's a screen name. Avs didn't have much leverage because he was about to get exposed. Most good, reliable shutdown defenseman. Not much offense, but unfortunately not a good penalty killer. That is true. That is true. Look, we need, meaning the Devils need a guy on the blue line that's big, strong. It's not going to cost you $9 million a year. And be a good defenseman. That's what you're getting. Also, like Siegenthaler, who is a big boy himself, knows his limitation. Ryan Graves does not play outside of what he's capable of, and that equals to less mistakes in the defensive zone. Now, we know how sloppy the Devils were most of the year, and as what I call, and we may have some new viewers don't know what this terminology that I came up with, the NFZ, the no fun zone. That square slot area, the high danger shots, that's what the analytics people call it, but I call it the no fun zone, where the defenseman should clear out whoever decides to go in that no fun zone, that square, imaginary rectangle in front of the goaltender. I'm not talking about the crease, extends out in the slot area. Too many opposing forwards, whether it's 5-on-5 or on the penalty kill, were just running ramp wild, uncontested, uncovered, leaving Mackenzie Blackwood or Wedgwood or Aaron Dell and Comrie, like, all out to dry. This is different. This is a good trade. And guess what? There's still more that Tom Fitzgerald can do. And that's the great thing about this. We also got the expansion draft. Again, I want to get into that. The problem is, there's the process is still ongoing. It's like, how do you predict something when, okay, this deadline where veterans can move their move their trade clause and waive it, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so breaking news, Ryan Graves from Colorado Avalanche is now a New Jersey Devil. Now let's talk about the blue line. Let's talk about this. See, I'm a defense type guy. I love defense. I love 1-0 games. I like 0-0 games. That's just me. Something about shutting down the opponent's offense where they've got nothing, and it's just a matter of time of scoring that one timely goal. And at the end of the day, it's about having one more goal than the other team, right? So, I'm not too crazy about offenses, but look at this defense. The amount of beef on the New Jersey Devils defense in the next 5 years.
Where's the beef?
Yeah, where's the beef? All right. If you notice the trend with Tom Fitzgerald, and a little bit of Ray Shero here, they like big guys. They like big guys on the blue line. Think about it. 6'5", 220 pounds. Ryan Graves, 26 years old, 27 years old, around that area. Entering his prime. A proven defensive defenseman. Yeah, he has some work to do. No one's perfect. On that blue line, protecting a 6'5", 6'6" goaltender in Mackenzie Blackwood. You got Kevin Ball. That is as tall as Chara. You've got, Severson's actually a big guy too. Ty Smith having a breakout season, a surprise breakout, showing the poise as a rookie. We hope he repeats, not that sophomore slump. Craig Best says, hell, dig some graves. It's going to be all gravy. Look, if the Devils can rebuild their defense, and Ryan Graves is actually the sixth defenseman based on talent, the Devils are in good shape. But there's a lot of work to be done, a lot of speculation that PK Subban would be left unprotected. I know that's what Beer Baron thinks. I know it's the obvious, with the Seattle Kraken, with the marketing. But I'm not so sure that Ron Francis would do that. He's a smart guy. But you never know. What do I know? I'm just a hockey fan. I'm just a Devils fan. The NFZ graveyard, the no fun zone. I'll tell you what, the more beef you get in front of the goaltender, now the next step, play your position. Oh, yeah. And that will come in time. There was a stretch towards the end of the last season that they started to get it together a little bit. Siegenthaler on the blue line. Now, Damon Severson, last year he started the year fine, but after that COVID shutdown, he just went, wasn't too good. Butt puck, remember butt puck? When the puck went off of his butt and went into the net. It's like, oh no, it's Severson again. Look, it happens, but let's erase that from our memories and let's move on. PK Subban, assuming that he's going to the Seattle Kraken, that they would pick him up. It's not exactly guaranteed either. You don't know. Looks like Ryan Murray is going to be exposed. But this is a great move. This is a great move because this is a move where you can build on, but also there's still more moves to be made. There's still, I know some people don't like the weaponizing the cap space. Hey, the salary cap is going to be flat, allegedly, in the next 3 to 5 years. And you haven't been spending money on this rebuild. Devils kind of got lucky here. But now it's time to see the genius of Tom Fitzgerald. He's not done. He is not done. And as we go on the next couple weeks, it should be interesting. We got the NHL draft. After the expansion draft, schedule comes out. Fans are just going to look on the calendar, pick the games they want to go. Everyone's raring to go after this long pandemic. We just want to let loose. Matt Freudenberger, right? Graves was actually drafted by the Rangers. I bet they're punching the air right now. Ha ha. Yeah, I read that. I saw that when I was reading up on him. But hey, let the Rangers be the Rangers. One cup in what, 80-something year? I lost count. Besides, Harris Blitzer Sports Entertainment now have the duties at Woolman Rink at Central Park in New York City. I'm telling you, Joshua Harris, you will totally redeem yourself in my eyes as a Devils fan if you put a Devils logo on that Zamboni inside New York City, because I know there's a lot of people that support the New Jersey Devils that live in the city. That would be great. Adam Graves, Matt Rosenthal, stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. All you have to do is Google. John Tanaka says, as fans on Facebook are not happy. Oh, they shouldn't be happy. But they got some bigger problems with Gabriel Landeskog not signed. Some of the, the disappointment. I would be more concerned about that than Ryan Graves being traded. But hey, you've earned it, Devils fans. You've earned it. I'll tell you a reason why. And I'll tell you a reason why. You had to sit through that crappy hockey for the last 3-4 years of this ongoing rebuild, the trust the process mantra, you'll wait, you'll be sorry for not renewing your season tickets. Now I have to admit, I was pretty negative on those Let's Go Devils podcast post games with Scotty of SiriusXM Liquid Metal. Oh, you bet I was negative. Heck, I've made people rich by telling everybody that you should invest in Dogecoin. I hope you cashed out when it was at 71 cents. And I was screaming, sell the team, sell the team. But now Joshua Harris has left his day job to concentrate on HBSE full time. Hey, you never know. New CEO Tad Brown in the mix. Like I said, start with winning first before you start doing all the other shenanigans and piling it on. The on the ice is your first step. Marketing, winning is your second step. And this is a good sign. Now, this does move the Devils to the cap floor a little bit further along. But, again, I don't expect, and they shouldn't spend to this ceiling. But this will make them competitive. The defense, and again, I said this on the Woo Report a few hours ago, that it's not a lack of talent. I mean, Palmieri and Zajac and Coleman and a lot of ex-Devils did very well in the 2021 Stanley Cup playoffs. Steve Carter's right. No, going over $18 million over the cap wins Cup. Look at Tampa lineup and depth. Yeah, I have to kind of agree with you, Steve, because had that been New Jersey, it would have been called circumvention and a loss of a first-round pick, and then an apology later, and then a compensatory 30th overall, which turned out to be John Quenneville. How well did that work? I mean, at the time, it was cool that Joshua Harris was able to finagle that, saying, hey, that wasn't us that was doing it. We just bought this team. Give us a break. We'll do better. So let me know, Devils fans. Do you like this trade or not? It seems like overwhelmingly everybody loves it. Parise is coming back, Michael Govich asks. Facebook Live. Look, I said this and I'll say it again. I'm done with Parise. Again, this is he's at the, last couple holes of his career on the back nine. He wants to win now. Right now, the Devils are not a great choice, great fit. The trade is solid, Thomas says. Kevin Weeks, not that Kevin Weeks, in the YouTube Live says, good pick. John Michael says, good trade. Getty27 says, great pickup. Bring back Pickles, Benny. That's something interesting. I caught myself wondering, during the Stanley Cup Finals, the last two Stanley Cup Finals, when you see Blake Coleman, you always catch yourself cheering him on. He was a fan favorite in New Jersey. We got quite a bit from him. Just remember that. We got something for him. And it's kind of like every time he did something great in Tampa, it's like, you're ours. We just weren't ready yet, but you're our Pickles. You're our player. And the way he performed, still young and a great penalty killer, says Matt Freudenberger. I wouldn't say he's that young, but he's young enough to be effective the next 3 to 4 years. Steve Tardis says he comes to play every night, Blake Coleman. Oh, yeah, you betcha. You bet. Zajac? No. No. After those comments, no. And there's nothing against Zajac. I kind of agree with him. But he's at his stage of his career. He has to go out and win a cup. Let him win a cup. I mean, hey, that's what Fitzy wanted. He was hoping to have a 32nd overall. Remember that? I expect Fitz to do more soon, says Kevin Weeks. Yeah, so, again, this was surprising news, breaking news, that Ryan Graves is now a New Jersey Devils. And the defense has now changed quite a bit. It's starting to take shape as we enter the expansion draft. I'm looking forward to having a great draft day with 2 picks right now, as of now, that the Devils hold 4th overall and 28th. You know what? Should they go defense? You hear the name of Luke Hughes, but I'll tell you what, William Eklund is growing on me. He is growing on me. Other names are out there. Could Owen Power actually fall down to the Devils' laps? Do we go offense or defense with number 4 pick? Thomas Roberts says, do we trade the 28th? Look, Thomas, this is what I say. You pick the best available talent on the draft board at number 4. That's what I say. I know that sounds very cliche. They always say that. When a GM makes a controversial reach for a player, that's what they always say. But it's great to see you Devils fans coming out, joining our breaking news podcast. This is the Let's Go Devils podcast. I'm your host, Sam Wu, streaming live on Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network, talking about the big trade that went down tonight. Go read about it on pucksandpitchforks.com. Nick Villano, he was in the middle of writing it up as we were going on live air. I kind of invited him on. He's like, no, I'm writing it up. I got other responsibilities, Sam. Beer Baron's taking care of the kids. Scotty's working now at SiriusXM. Shorts guy's on assignment. So it's just me and you tonight. Big D Corp, says John Tanaka. I'll tell you what. That defense, you look at the size, how the Tampa's, the way they played. I'll tell you what, you can notice a big size difference at times. But the thing that Tampa, and this is something, it's a copycat league. Remember when the league used to copy the Devils? When we were doing the neutral zone trap, then everybody started doing it. Then the Devils got blamed for boring down the league, even though the Devils led the league in scoring in 2001, went to Cup Finals. But it's a copycat league. And let's start ripping off some ideas from Tampa. I'm not talking about their salary cap. The way they play, they dictate the pace of the game. The way they play as the opposing team, it's almost like you got to get into your uncomfortable zone, your comfort zone, sorry. Get outside your comfort zone and try to keep up with them. They are so fast, so vicious, and that's what the Devils need to get. Size is one thing. Look, they got a lot of big boys on the blue line, but they need that killer instinct. And again, I'll go back to that winning mindset. Win at all costs. Because right now they got some pretty good size on paper in this deal. But what good is that if Jesper Bratt is the one being your enforcer, while Nathan Bastian, is sidelined with an injury? Everybody has to pick it up. That's why I say you got to protect the BMW line at the expansion draft. Let that line has that aura and that feeling, the beginning of that, like the crash line, where their energy and their physical presence can overcome any kind of talent deficiencies or the momentum of the game to kind of sway it back your way. Hockey is a game of momentum. It definitely is. And this is an emotional game, a mental game as well. And we don't really talk about it because this game, and I know I'm biased, is always talking about analytics. It's like, you remember when you were 5 years old? You took this test. It's called an IQ test. What does that really mean? Does it really mean you're intelligent? There's a lot of intelligent people that make stupid decisions. It's all about the execution. It's all about heart. And then years later, there was another test called EQ test. Look it up, Google it. I'm not going to explain it. Yep, use the cough button again. Try not to cough on air. Yeah, you love the crash line, don't you? Reading the social media comments. Well, just a great news today. Thank you for joining me. This is breaking news. Ryan Graves is now officially a New Jersey Devil. More to come. Speaking of more to come, July 23rd, Friday night at Taj Lounge 973, Shorts Guy, Beer Baron, the Hockey on Tap guys, Billy Dean, Lil Steve, and Schwim, and we've got a DJ Shelley. We will be partying down in Newark across the street of the Prudential Center at Taj Lounge 973 on Edison Place for a live roundtable podcast, talking about the draft, talking about the future, talking about life. It's going to be a good time. And weather permitting, we are going to be outside. Outside! Hope to see you all there. It's going to be a good time. Well, enjoy your evening, folks. Till next time, enjoy the night. Ryan Graves is the New Jersey Devils. Till next time, let's go Devils.